People watched, didn't they? Waited, breath held, for the moment you'd finally crack. Every insult, every sly dig, every carefully crafted slight. They were all meant to break you. But you didn't even blink. You stood there, solid as stone, untouched by their storms, unbothered by their noise. That stillness, that's your weapon. And isn't it amusing? They craved an explosion, a burst of anger, a collapse into tears, anything to justify their cruelty. But you denied them that. You refused to play their game. Oh, how that must gnaw at them now. Because nothing unsettles a manipulator more than someone who won't dance to their tune. Don't think they didn't try. They threw everything at you. Tantrums, lies, the silent treatment, anything to rattle you. But your strength? It's something they'll never grasp. They misread your quiet as surrender. But no, it was calculation, discipline, power. They assumed your restraint meant defeat. But the real win, that was always yours. While they wasted energy trying to pull you under, you were guarding your peace. And now, that peace is something they'll never touch. They underestimated the depth of your resilience. They thought they could wear you down, chip away, until nothing remained. Instead, every attack only fortified you. They were tossing stones at iron, and it kills them that not a single mark was left. Now they're stuck, bewildered, replaying their failures, desperate to understand why you never fell. They were so sure they had you figured out, certain they could steer your emotions, predict your reactions. But you defied them in ways they never saw coming. Here's the thing about people like them. Chaos is their oxygen. They feed off reactions, your anger, your pain, your engagement. Without it, their schemes crumble. No outburst. Their insults lose their sting. No tears. Their cruelty feels hollow. No audience. Their drama fades into silence. But you saw the game for what it was, pathetic, flailing attempts at control. And instead of playing along, you rose above it. You chose dignity over their drama, strength over their traps, serenity over their storms. And oh, how that must burn them now, because your calm is a mirror they can't face. It reflects their own instability, their powerlessness to shake you, their total failure to dominate. They wanted a wildfire. You gave them stillness. They wanted screams. You gave them silence. They wanted control. But you reclaimed it with every breath you didn't waste on them. Now they're left with nothing, no victory, no satisfaction, just the hollow echo of their own emptiness. Of course, they'll never admit it. Confession isn't in their nature. Instead, they'll twist the story, call your silence weakness, your composure indifference. Anything to avoid the truth. You outmaneuvered them without lifting a finger. And while they drown in their own bitterness, you're soaring. Every ounce of energy they spent trying to drag you down, you've turned into fuel. You're sharper now, unstoppable, and it eats them alive. They'll paint you as the villain, spin tales of your coldness, your so-called flaws. But in their quietest moments, they know the truth. You were never the monster. You were the one who refused to be their pawn. Oh, how they wish they could rewrite the past. Just one more chance to provoke you, to yank the reaction they crave. But it's too late. You've moved beyond their reach, leaving them to choke on the aftermath of their own schemes. That's the magic of your strength. It's untouchable. A quiet that drowns out their noise. A steadiness that outlasts their tantrums. No matter how hard they try, they'll never replicate it, never touch it. Because you're beyond them now. While they're stuck in their cycles of pettiness, you're walking forward, lighter, freer, untouched by their mess. They thought they were teaching you a lesson, But the real lesson was for them. A lesson in what happens when you mistake quiet for fragility. When you try to break someone who refuses to bend. Now they're left with the weight of their own shame, their own regret, their own inability to match the grace you carried so effortlessly. And you're free. Free from their traps, their noise, their hunger for control. Free to live a life so full, so bright. It's something they'll never comprehend. They thought their tactics were bulletproof, but they never accounted for your spirit. Every time they pushed, you stood firmer. That wasn't just resilience, it was rebellion. Now as they sit in the silence they feared most, it's dawning on them. Their games were never enough. They despise your calm, your ability to rise above their mess. It terrifies them because they need chaos to feel alive. And you gave them nothing. No tears, no rage, no crumbling, just steady, unshakable poise. Funny how loud silence can be, isn't it? They thought they'd drown you in their noise. Instead, you handed them stillness, thick, unbreakable, undeniable. And that silence? It says more than any words could. Oh, how they must hate what they see in that reflection. Every second you didn't react is proof of their failure. Their schemes were never about you. They were about filling their own void, and now, that void is all they have left. They expected a breakdown, a fight, a spectacle. But you were wiser. You knew the greatest revenge wasn't fury, it was apathy. Nothing cuts deeper than realizing they've lost their hold. You taught them a lesson they won't forget. Real strength isn't loud. It doesn't thrash or beg for attention. It's quiet, unmoving, unbreakable. And it's something they'll never have. Let them simmer in their frustration. Let them ache over the power they'll never reclaim. That's their curse now, knowing they lost to someone who didn't even have to try. Their rage isn't about you. It's about what you are, everything they'll never be. Your calm exposes their chaos. Your grace highlights their cruelty. No matter how they spin it, they can't escape that truth. And oh, how they must regret losing you. Now they see what they had, and what's gone forever. They'll lie to themselves, of course, call you unfeeling. Claim your silence was fear, but in their bones, they know. Your strength is something they'll never touch. Now their days are haunted by their own futility. Every trap they set, every string they pulled, it all failed. And the weight of that failure, it's theirs to carry. They'll search for someone new, another player for their games, but they'll never find another you. No one else has your quiet power, your unbreakable core. And while they're stuck in their loop of manipulation, you're growing, thriving, living beyond their reach. So let them rage, let them writhe in their what-ifs. None of it touches you now. You've already won, not by fighting, but by standing firm, by walking away whole. And that, my love, is the sweetest victory of all.